So I've been on a mission, and this mission began probably almost a decade ago at this point. We're definitely coming up on 10 years. And that mission was to achieve financial freedom. And I've always been the type of person to kind of, chase money and find ways to make more money and find ways to, invest money. Like I was just always interested in money because I feel like I recognized from a young age that while money isn't everything, it's incredibly important and it turns your problems into inconveniences. And, you can use it to do a lot of different things, not only for yourself, but also for other people. So, part of my sort of learning experience throughout this process was learning that you can get to a point where you quite literally are making enough money off of your investments and off of passive income revenues, and you can find different ways to make money and get to a point where you can actually live off of it, where you don't have to work if you don't want to. Now, I think most of the time if people have the drive and the ambition and the grit to get to a point where they can live off of their investment income and their passive income, then chances are they're probably not going to stop working once they get to a point where their income is sufficient for funding their lifestyle. But regardless, it's still got to be an amazing feeling knowing that if you wanted to, you could just stop working and you and your people would be fine. So I say all that to say that I have created a focus in my overall personal financial strategy when it comes to passive income, specifically dividends. And I want to talk about, you know, my dividends, my strategy, kind of, my focus, if you will, and what my plan is moving forward as well. So if you don't know really quick what dividends are, it's basically money that you earn from owning stocks, right? So if you buy, say, Apple stock, every quarter Apple will throw you a little bit of money for every share that you own, just as sort of like a thank you for owning the shares, the stock. And the way this works is, as long as the company is profitable, then they can continue to pay out dividends on a quarterly basis. So basically the profit and the net income that the company is making, they then return it to their shareholders, which is you, the stock owner, right? You own stock in the company. You are a partial owner of the company. So every single year that I have been investing, my dividend income has grown. Now, the first year I had started investing, I did not make too much in dividends. I think don't quote me, I didn't check, but I want to say maybe like $50, 50 to $100, somewhere in that neighborhood, in dividend income. So, that's not too much money, right? Let's say it's $60 throughout the year. You divide that by 12. I made an extra $5 per month. Whoop-de-doo, right? But you got to start somewhere. So fast forward to 2024, and I made $700 in dividend income. And this is across a couple different accounts, but overall, my entire portfolio earned me an additional $700 throughout the year of 2024. And it looks like in 2025, I'm positioned to make about $850 in dividends. Now, I haven't seen as much growth in my dividend income from 2024 to 2025 because back in 2024 and in the beginning part of this year, I was still at home living with my parents, so I was able to invest a lot more money. But now, if you watch my channel at all, I've talked about this in a bunch of different videos. I did move out finally. I'm living on my own. I got my own place. I don't have a roommate. So there's obviously more bills associated with that, right? Rent and utilities, paying for food, and just everything that comes along with functioning in normal society. Like I'm taking care of all those bills now, and rightfully so. Like I'm an adult. I'm in my mid-20s. I feel I should be, and that's why one of the reasons why I did move out. is because I felt like it was time to just be my own man and take care of my business and just, learn to be a self-sufficient adult. Because prior to moving out, I felt like I was pretty responsible and, self-sufficient. But then, when you move out, you realize all the little things that come along with actually living on your own. So I feel like I'm more self-sufficient and more responsible than ever before. And again, it's a learning experience. I learn new stuff every day. So I think it's good for me overall. I'm happy with my decision, but it has affected my ability to invest. I definitely don't have as much free cash flow at the end of every month in order to invest. So my dividend income is growing at a slower pace, which again is okay. That's just, it is what it is. But next year, 2026, I took a look at what I am slotted to make based on, my current positions as well as their current yields. And if all goes according to plan, especially if I continue to invest, it looks like 2026 will be the first year that I make over $1,000 in dividends. Now, in the grand scheme of things, $1,000 is not that much money. Don't get me wrong; it's a good amount of money. I'm not saying I would just throw it away, kind of thing. But $1,000 isn't a life-changing amount of money by any means, but it's an important number for me. It's a threshold. It's an achievement, right? Like I've been working on this sort of goal of achieving financial freedom for years now. Again, we're coming up on like 10 years where I started to really like make active life decisions, sacrifice things, delay gratification in the interest of achieving financial freedom. And along that ride, I've set goals for myself. One of them was was becoming debt free. Another one was hitting the $100,000 net worth mark. Another one was earning $1,000 in passive income. Another one in the future is hitting that $1 million net worth. Another one is hitting $1,000 per month in dividend income rather than in a year. So I have all these goals that I want to hit, and this is one of them, and it's exciting. Like, it just shows that if you stick to something long enough, you create a goal and you create a plan to get there, and you can see it, and you genuinely believe that you can make it happen. There's really nothing stopping you from making it happen. And seeing these things materialize is what motivates me to keep going and work even harder towards my goals. And I'm just incredibly excited about 2026 for this, but for many other reasons. I started this YouTube channel this year, so I'm excited to see where this goes next year. And I don't know, man. I'm just trying to like stay positive and focus on, the goals and aspirations that I do have. And it just feels good to hit this, this mark, or I'm expected to hit this $1,000 dividend income next year. So I'm really excited about it. I wanted to talk to you guys about it. And I think the moral of the story here is this has been a goal of mine for years, and it's finally happening. And I think I'm going to get to a point where I hit 12,000 in a year. So instead of making 1,000 in an entire year, I want to get to a point where I make 1,000 every month. And I genuinely believe it's going to happen. And quite frankly, I'm going to make it happen. I feel like there's nothing stopping me. And again, I just want to, prove to you guys that this stuff is possible if you stick to it for a while, if you sacrifice, if you work hard. It's definitely worth it in the end, man. It's a good feeling hitting these kind of goals. So that's all I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. I appreciate you guys checking in. Let me know in the comments down below, like some of the financial goals or even just life goals that you're working towards right now. I love hearing from you guys. I really appreciate it when you guys comment down below. But be sure to like and subscribe as well. If you are new here, I post all kinds of content about like personal finance, life experiences, just shit I like to talk about. Whatever I feel like talking about, I throw it over some gameplay. So if you do like this kind of content, as I mentioned, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So that's it. I appreciate you guys checking in with me, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.